When I write, I try to unite a positive black empire. The survivors of the riots in Tulsa can say it happened. You do what you gotta do, you can do it if you enough. Only survivors know how rough of a stumble it takes to rupture you.
What's up, good people? It's JP the Pumpaphilian on this humid, hot day, and my AC decides just not to kick on. Perfect timing. We're gonna see if we can get through this though. First off, I want to say thank God for all things. Prayers up for Louisiana, specifically. Ida just touched down there, and I'm praying for everybody. So I went down to Texas, you know what I'm saying, to support my tribe member, my cousin, my first cousin, Jay Stubbs, and his first show, you know what I mean, on stage since Brother to Brother, which was like, I don't know, 2005, no, 2007 maybe, 2006, 2007, something like that. You know, it's his first show in a long time, you know, and you know, we tried, so I wanted to support him. You know what I mean? So I had went down to Texas, but I saw something that he was doing. You know, I learned about something that he does, and man, as weird as it was at first, you know what I mean? Because who does that? Stubbs does it, but you know what I mean? I don't know. It kind of stuck with me. So since I saw him doing it, I've been buying orange juice and drinking it. I freaking take it to work. I just drink orange juice, man, all day. Thanks, Stubbs. It was good. So this particular episode of Breakdown is featuring Jumpin' Joe the rapper, one of my favorite underground artists in my top 5, no doubt about it. And the song that I'm gonna be featuring is Catharsis. I love that song. It's an amazing song. It's off of his God First album. And man, when I tell you that song go, that song go. Which is why it's gonna be on this episode of Breakdown. And another reason why I'm actually featuring Jumpin' Joe is because I'm gonna use one of his lyrics / quotes. And what I'm doing today, which is underground rappers, do we respect each other? Let's get into it, man. Catharsis.
The process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions, yeah.
Ain't no friend of mine I can count the time. There wasn't there the times I needed them. Just me and God when I stared the devil in the face and I defeated him. Fake smile so I could put some endorphins in my brain, but I depleted them. Heart inflated with rage, like the sage, before I end up in the cage. Everything go wrong in the brain when I try to make way, but I can't change shit I see. Woo! Visions of them cold, thought they was bold, now they had big. So cold on the mic like a baby blowing the snow on a Norway night. Get to the bottom of the situation, wrong or right, man, we can fight. Like years away, my doppelganger on another planet, making bangers, on the run for shooting the rangers. Stay strong, they can't tame us. Spontaneous combustion when I'm busting, heart beating out a bit of batter. Fist hit the flesh, it's red matte on the wall splattered. Red rose, white piano, staring at the sun's catatonic. Stay loose, say the shit I'm giving off, ain't catching that bitch a drag. Loose in the head, sleep under the bed, paranoid about what them voices said. Me, myself, and not just y'all. They ain't even trying to shit. Get dark when I'm home alone, glow, spitting this shit on the microphone. Syphilis, no sickness, no alcohol. And burn the hell I'm on. And if you tell us, get dark when I'm home alone, glow, spitting this shit on the microphone. Syphilis, no sickness, no alcohol. And burn the hell I'm on. And if you tell us, trapped in fantasy worlds, lost, capping with no identities. Trapped in their own psychosis, mind labyrinth with no amenities. Oh, simplicity. 2 + 2 = 4, move slow to complete stops. Rain, sleet, hail, or pain, keep moving till the clock stops. It's an out-of-body experience. Looking back the number of years it's been, folks living their worst fears in the pen. Shoot a cop, better hope you piercing them. To the lunch break fast, snatch the life out, lights out. Erase from history, fuck ups, leave them buff like white out. Psych is off. 0 to 100, it's Nathan. Patiently waiting for the hate, and they ain't tough, man, they fake. Hop out the straight, beliefs stuck on me, chain to the stake, as I can stay. Stuff my knuckles up on the pavement after the scuffle, just trying to save it. I can think of 40 ways to skin that cat till it ain't remembering. When I skin it, last thing on his mind, I shouldn't have never offended him. Shit, ride with me and get rolled through the hospital nurse and get to know you. It's on everything, standing in everybody that you close. Shit get dark when I'm home alone, glow, spitting this shit on the microphone. Syphilis, no sickness, no alcohol. And burn the hell I'm on. And if you tell us, get dark when I'm home alone, glow, spitting this shit on the microphone. Syphilis, no sickness, no alcohol. And burn the hell I'm on. And if you tell us,
let me tell you something. One thing about that song Catharsis is it goes so hard. The beat, you gotta come with a certain type of energy for that beat, man. That beat hit so hard. And the song itself was an amazing concept. And his delivery, from the effects he used and how he used those effects to where he used those effects, that high tone that I love him doing so much, man, that the song all the way through is just captivating. It keeps you, man, and it's real. Like, he's spitting some real stuff in that song, man. Like, if you listen to him, them lyrics, each and every lyric he wrote will make you think about yourself, about your life, about your friends, about your foes. Man, I love it. Jumpin' Joe, that is one of my favorite songs of yours, if not my favorite song of yours. I don't want to spoil nothing, but be looking out for Jumpin' Joe the rapper and JP. One day, sooner or freaking later, it's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. Yeah, man, tight work, bro. Tight darn work. But let me get into this underground rappers. Do we respect each other? You know, I wonder if I was to bring up a certain subject, how would it be received? If I went to somebody, if I went to an underground rapper who I respect, who I admire, and who I come to believe admires me, and I said, am I worth you paying me for a feature? And I asked that as seriously as I can possibly ask it. And I wonder, how would they take that? Would it be like, would their response be, who the fuck are you, bro? Really? You want me to pay you for a feature? You ain't got no name, man. Or would their response be something like, bro, man, look, we both trying to come up. We both in this freaking underground thing, man. We got to work together, man, to climb these steps, man, to get to where we got to go, man. And you know what I mean? Like, we are freaking both in the same boat, man. So why should I pay you? You know what I mean? We're both crossing that same bridge. We're both paddling in the same boat. We're in lifeboats, bruh. You know what I mean? We're trying to get there. Why should I pay you for a feature? Or would their response be something like, bro, if I'm going to pay somebody for a feature, it's going to be someone I know is going to get these numbers up, and who I know if I collab with this male or this female rapper, I know them freaking numbers are going to hit, and my name is going to hit, and I'm going to break through just because they on the song with me. That's when I'll pay for that feature. Or would their response be something like, man, look, bro, like, you alright, you cool, but you ain't worth me paying you for no freaking feature, man. You kind of mediocre. So, you know what I mean? You can either get on the song or not. It don't really faze me none, but I ain't paying you for it because I don't think you're worth that. What would their response be? You know what I mean? And totally, I respect each and every answer I just gave you. If I asked that to a rapper who's trying to get themselves out there and they came back with that, I would have to respect it because that's how they feel. But at the same time, it makes me think, how much do you respect me as an artist? How much do I respect you as an artist? If an artist came to me who I've had on the song once or twice, and the third time I come to him and say, hey man, I got a beat, bro, let's freaking kill it. And they come back at me like, yeah man, alright, cool, bro, but I'm starting to charge, man, it's this and that. If I come back with them like, charging, really? Like, for what? I mean, can I get mad if they take that offensively? Because that response that I just gave them was totally disrespectful. Like, I don't care, like, this is my feelings right now. I don't care if I've been on the record with the same guy 30 times. If he suddenly starts to want to charge for his artistry, for his work, if it's $20, if it's $50, if it's $100, if he all of a sudden out the blue wants to charge for his features because he feels like he's worth it and he needs to make a little bit of money too. You know, streams ain't really kicking, this and that. you know what I mean, maybe $10, $15 every month from streams or something like that, and he wants this freaking music to be his source of income, he feels like he just got to start charging. You know what I mean? People are coming at him. I just got to start charging. So with my way of thinking, and I'm no better than nobody, but just the way I think, if bruh come at me like, if sis come at me like that, I'm not gonna get upset and I'm not gonna get mad, because how I honestly am gonna think about it is, I got lucky these past 30 times. Now I gotta pay him something. All right, cool. I mean, who ain't gonna take a free feature if you, and if you're coming to him 15, 20, 30 times, you think he hot, you think she hot, you admire their work, you think they're great, you think they're gonna do something for your song to lift it up. Alright, so don't even go there with that. Let's stay on the same track. Or, let's just go here. Or, this person is always complimenting your music, so what you do is put them on your songs to show love back. Or, you think this person is great, and you know that they'll lift up your song, and you know that they ain't gonna charge, blah, 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 blah. So how do we deal with that? How do we have a conversation about that without someone getting offended? I was out of the game for a long time. I put the pen down. Well, no, that's a lie. I never put the pen down. I stopped making music. I stopped recording music. How about that? I stopped recording music for years. Never stopped writing, but I stopped recording music for years. I had books upon books upon books upon books with verses, hooks, whole songs, just filled with stuff, and I do a little something something, write a little something something with no beat for it, and just half of the stuff I can't find. I never stopped writing, but I stopped recording for a long time because I got a little bit of heat in Atlanta, a little bit, but it didn't skyrocket. And I'm like, look, man, I done dropped out of school, and now I gotta go to Job Corps. I'm about to learn to cook. I mean, this freaking music stuff, it just ain't gonna happen. And that thought process was in 2010. So that was like 11 years ago. So if we really sit down and have a discussion with ourselves, all right, it's just you. You were sitting down on your couch, on your chair, in your bed, something, and you are just talking to yourself. Hell, you're in the bathroom staring at yourself in the mirror. And you ask yourself, am I worth being paid to be a feature? Am I worth being paid for my artistry? Am I worth being paid for my lyrics? Now, if you think yes, then it's yes. You don't have to charge anybody, but you know in your heart that you're worth being paid for. If you say no, I honestly don't know what you're doing. I don't get it. But hey, you know, to each his own. To get upset with an artist who charges you for a feature and they are not mainstream, hell, they're not signed to a label at all. They're just putting out freaking music, probably getting 200 streams a month, 18 streams a month, maybe 2 streams a year. Like, but you hear them and you know they dope and you want them on your songs too. You ain't looking at their numbers, you ain't looking at their following, you ain't looking at none of that crap. You just listening to them and you like, I gotta have them on a beat with me. We would sound incredible on a beat together. That's where your mind frame is with this particular person, right? So you come to them and you ask them for a feature. Now, if they told you, all right, yeah, man, I charge 50 though. What are you gonna do? Laugh? Because now you're thinking about those numbers. Now you're thinking about that following. Now you're thinking about how unpopular they are with the world. Now you got a problem with them being on your song because they brought up some money. Look, man, we all trying to make it. I mean, just like I said, we'll probably get $20 a month for streams. I know when I first put out 520, when I first saw payment for it, it was 19 cents. And when I tell you my spirit went down to the floor, like my face was on the floor, man, like, wow, this is what I'm worth. I think they show the freaking numbers like after 2 months or something like that. But then they show it, but you know, then they show what you made. 19 cents. Like 2 months of this thing being out, this is what I'm worth, huh? 19 cents. I about cried. But did I still think I'm worth being paid for a feature? Yeah, of course. Because that's how I feel about my work. Not about me as a person. Not about Joshua Clemens. I feel that about JP the Pumpaphilian. That's how I feel about how I write, what I write, and how I give it to you. I feel like, yes, it's worth being paid for. Of course. I think almost freaking every rapper feels that same way. If you get upset with the rapper for saying, yay man, I charge 50, I charge 20, something like that, do you really respect them as an artist? Do you really respect their craft? Now this is all opinions, man. You know what I'm saying? My word ain't law. You know what I mean? My opinion ain't fact. This is just how I feel about it. Do you really respect that friggin' artist if out the blue they say, yeah, man, all right, but now, man, you know what I mean, I'm charging this and that. And what made me think about this is I was on, well, I'm still on BandLab, but on BandLab, I was doing a lot of features, man. My sound wasn't that great because I wasn't used to mixing my own stuff, didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I was trying to do my best. I didn't have money to give to nobody to mix my stuff, so I was doing the best I could on BandLab. And it was terrible most of the time, but I got lucky at times, and you know what I mean, it sounded all right. But people came to me back to back to back to back to back, random people. I mean, people claiming to be in mafias, people claiming to be in a cartel, people claiming to be in this gang and that gang. I didn't ask them no questions about their life. They came to me with the song and I said, let's do it. Because that was, you know, that's just me. And if they sucked, and a lot of them did, I didn't tell them they sucked. I'm trying to get my sound out there on BandLab, on this particular platform. So, hey, man, they're going to hear you and they're going to hear me. That's all that freaking matters. And I did it a lot. And I'm not exaggerating. So many people came at me for features. And I never charged. And I had made this one post. And because I was hitting down bad, man, I was working, I think, 2 or 3 jobs at that time. And I was just getting the bills paid and debt paid. I enjoy my family. I enjoy my day. So what's left is I can either use this to go to a studio and make some great music, or I can use this little bit and my wife can have a smile on her face. My son can get this new game, blah, 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 blah. I chose my family. So, yeah, I didn't have money for it. So I'm just like, yo, man, look, man, times are, you know what I mean, times are hard in this rap thing right now, man. So from now on, I'm charging $20 for a feature. This was years ago. I put that on BandLab, and when I tell you, all them people coming to my freaking inbox stopped, and the people that did was like, they never even seen the post. So I would assume that they did it. So I would tell them, hey man, like, all right, but it's gonna be 20. And if they didn't cuss me out, they disrespected me. Like, bro, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? And it just be like that. That's just how some people are. But it just made me think, man, like, do we really respect each other in this game? And just like I freaking referenced Jumpin' Joe before and said that I was gonna use his quote or his lyrics, he has a song where he says, the belt of truth always, replace it with the nonsense. They love it when you hate, but they hate it when you honest. I promise. I solemnly swear, I ain't gonna give it all to you. But man, look, it stands out because it's true. Just like I said, Jumpin' Joe is in my top 5 of underground rappers because he spits it real. And if I was to mash mainstream, mostly old school, and freaking underground in the same bunch, he would be in my top 20. Like, just being real with you, he would be. And it's because of stuff like that, lyrics like that. It just makes you think. Nobody wants to be told that they're not worth $1, 50 cents, $2. Nobody wants to be told that. If you gonna say that you respect an artist, if you give them all this praise and you tell them how great they are and how much you admire their craft, and then they come at you out the blue with, hey man, like, all right, so yeah man, let's freaking do it, bro, that beat tight, but from now on, man, I'm gonna be charging like $75 for a freaking feature, man, $50, blah 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 blah, and you get upset with them. You really need to sit down and think to yourself, do I really respect this cat? Do I really respect his music? Is he worth me being on my song? Because you want an artist on your song when they not paying, or when you not paying them. But when you have to pay them for them to be on that same track that you said they would sound perfect on, I need them on this track, and then you don't want to pay them for it. You don't want to. Not you can't. Not I don't got it, bro, but man, look, if I could, I would. It's always a respect thing. It's always how you say things. I tell my son this all the time. It's how you say it. It's how you come at a person, man. Respect. Not saying you can't pay it. You just don't want to pay them for the feature. And if that's the case, think about it. Do you really respect this dude, this woman? Do you really respect these cats that you saying is so tight and that they bless your music and all this other stuff? Like, do you really respect them? Do we really respect each other? I told y'all how my personality is. If a person comes at me out the blue and says, all right, man, but now I'm charging this or that, I don't know what's going on in his or her house. So if they all of a sudden say this and that, what am I going to do? I want them on a track. I done already told on myself, I want you on this track. So now that they tell me to pay for it, now I get mad and I freaking get upset and I get offended. I don't know what's going on in his or her house, or what's going on, or why he needs to be paid for these features. It could be anything. But I'm gonna make them feel bad for it. Look, man, real talk. Alright? It's as simple as this. Rap is rap. Hip hop is hip hop. Good music is good music. Alright? Simple. Simple. If you gonna pay Drake $100,000 to be on his beat because you need him on his beat, because you respect his craft and you know that he's gonna bring this song to where it needs to be, he is the only person that you can think about to be on it, and you will pay him $100,000 to be on there, and then Obi-Wan comes for you have a beat that's just as great and you can only hear Obi-Wan on it, and he charged $100 for a freaking feature, and you get offended and don't want to pay him? In some way, form, or fashion, we are all hypocritical in some way. But that's bullshit. This was the breakdown with JP the Pumpaphilian. Jumpin' Joe the Rapper. Thanks for blessing this show. Love you, man. Y'all be good. Peace.